What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another AudioAssemble review. Today we are going to be taking a look at the new Softube Empirical Labs Mik-E Comp. This compressor has made its way onto my list of favorite compressors. Like, I'm going to be using this a lot. It has a great aggressive sound that it can bring into drums, guitars. It can also bring some warmer sounds if you're wanting. Just depends on the sound you're going for. You can of course tweak it to how you like it. And the presets sound fantastic. They can get you started in the right direction. And when you first download the plugin, it kind of gives you a tour of what all it can do. So the signal chain for this compressor starts at the in, obviously, and goes straight into the preamp. You don't have any control over the initial level coming in other than the preamp pushing it up or pulling it down. I don't like it on everything, but it does have a really good sound that is useful for guitars more so than like drums, I think. I like this little indicator here, the bad clip. It's just indicating that this isn't the clipping you want. You would rather get the clipping and drive from up here on the actual input drive itself. From there, it goes into this section here. You have a high pass and a phase. I'm a big fan of the phase inverter. I don't know if I'm just blind or if I just am not paying attention or if they're actually not there, but I don't see phase inverters very often on a lot of plugins, and it's super useful. From there, it goes into the comp set. It starts off at the drive. You have this level indicator that's the threshold, warm, hot, toasty. That adds like a analog overdrive kind of sound to it. Sounds really good. I like the sounds that I can get with this a lot. From there, it goes into the emphasis. HF, HF2, and LF, that stands for high frequency and low frequency. The high frequency is going for like a warmer analog tape sound. It mostly focuses outside of the compressor. This is not affecting how the compressor is reacting to the frequencies. This is just a completely separate portion. And then HF2 is the same thing as the high frequency, but this one is affecting how the compressor is responding to the frequencies. And then the low frequency is, of course, lowering the response to the higher frequencies and giving an emphasis and focus on the lower frequencies in the compressor itself. From there, it moves into the ratio. You have the regular basic selections. You even have this nuke option. I want to say this is almost like a 20-to-1 ratio, or maybe if you've ever seen an 1176, it's the all button. From there, it goes into the attack and release. And then lastly, it moves into mix, where you have the mix of the dry and compressed signal. Normally, if I'm working with a compressor, I want that to be this full sound, so I'll leave it all the way up. If I'm wanting to blend it all, I like to send the signal to a bus and then blend with the faders themselves rather than working with the mix in the plugin itself. And then lastly, it goes into the out. It's a fantastic compressor. You can use it on individual channels, buses, and it's gonna sound good. We're gonna take a look at it in a couple different places on different instruments. So the first one we're taking a look at is on a kick bus. This is where I have my two kick channels going. For my kicks, I have two EQs, use a little bit of the CLA two-way, and then on the second kick, this was a PZM condenser inside the kick, so it was picking up a little bit of the snare, so I have a little sidechain compressor set up with the snare just to make sure it pulls it out just a bit. From there, it goes into the kick bus, hits the Abbey Road saturator, and then lastly, it's going to go to the Mik-E Comp. We're going to take a listen to it without the Mik-E and with. So let's go ahead and solo up my kick and hit play. You can hear it tightening up the sound. It pulls everything together, gets rid of kind of the airiness at the end of the kick that I don't want. And the input drive just sounds beautiful on it. So the kick bus then runs straight into the drum bus. And we're going to also be looking at the Mik-E Comp on that. For this one, I pulled up the drum bass guitar mix bus. This is another really good mix bus. No bass is going through this channel, it's just the drums, but even still, sounds fantastic. I did a couple tweaks in this. I think I pulled the preamp down. It was originally around 8, I believe, and I also pulled down some of the input drive there. So let's take a listen without the Mik-E and then with. You can hear, especially at the end, it kind of tames the toms, doesn't let those resonant frequencies really go wild. It helps tighten it up, which is the entire point of a compressor. So it sounds fantastic on drums and drum buses, but what else can this plugin do? So I pulled it up on my rhythm guitar and my lead guitar buses. I normally run a CLA 3A on my guitars. I like the warmth that comes with the 3A. I think it makes the guitars just sound a little more lively. So we're going to take a look at the 3A and the Mik-E, each in the signal chain. And we'll move over here. And we'll start with the 3A and then jump to the Mik-E. So I don't have a lot of compression coming in with the 3A. I just like the edge that the Mik-E is giving it, especially with the preamp and then the drive right here. And let's jump over to the lead bus and do the same thing. I don't have very many lead lines, so we'll just go straight to the end here. So we'll start with the 3A and then we'll jump over to the Mik-E. So personally, I like the coloration that the Mik-E is giving the leads there. The 3A does sound really good. It still adds that warmth I like, but with a lead line, I want it to cut through more so than just being warm and blending in with everything. The whole point of a lead line is to stick out and kind of be in front of everything. So I want that little bit of extra drive and coloration that is coming with the Mik-E on my lead lines. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you found this helpful with your thoughts on the Mik-E Comp, and maybe it even gave you a couple new ideas to try out with it. Make sure you check the links down below for our written article review of the Mik-E Comp, as well as links to where you can get your own copy of this plugin. Make sure you leave a like and comment down below. Let us know about anything that you want to see in the future, and subscribe. We've got a lot more of this content along the way.